All right, this is Daryl Martin with ApexInvesting.com doing an Apex Sniper Be the Sniper or Be the Target webinar series. You are either the sniper or the target. And this is our theme for the year 2021 for thriving in 2021. And we're going to go over simplicity today, and we may, if we have time, go into sniper as well. All right. So if you haven't tried us out, check us out. You can get a free trial at apexinvesting.com/bootcamp. That's 30 days free, no credit card required, and get access to our trade room, our training tools, and our training at no cost. So make sure to refer your friends if you like what you see. And if you're new, check us out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Let's see here. All right. First thing, we got disclosures. Know what you're doing before you do it. There's risk involved in investing. Okay? So reminder, we still have the Lulu sale going on through August 20th. It's 25% off of any account. That's a monthly account. Use code APEX25 and get 25% off your first month. Hopefully you only need 1 month, but 25% off your first month up to 3 accounts. And a reminder, avoid the Express plan, the Express test they have. You have to overtrade to qualify. You're just going to blow it. Okay? So do not do the Express. Everybody who does it seems to regret it. All right, somebody said they can't hear. There we go. Just tell them to relog in. All right, so today, this is my results. Made $10,000 in 6 accounts. So, it was a nice day. So just check it out. And we had a lot of people do awesome today. And so I thought we'd go over. Today was just one of those like ideal simplicity days. And, I show you that to inspire you of what's possible, not to, make you feel bad about what you did or didn't accomplish. Like I said, we had a lot of people accomplish a lot. But it was a smooth day. So let's go ahead and dive into simplicity. I'm also going to talk about LREs in the process. And, just sort of make sure everybody knows them. Some of y'all have only been doing sniper and you're missing out, at least on the LREs. And it was a good day just because it was a good day. So it's just how days go. So we got the open going on. And now what we got right here, what we're looking for long is these two green lines. They have to both be green and they have to both be angling up. Okay, so that's the first thing we look at for. That's the setup bar. Then it has to break the high of that bar on the next bar. As you can see, it does break the high of that bar. And we have our stop if it closes below the low of the solid line of the setup bar. And we'll move it above. We'll move it to, if it closes below the solid line, once it moves above break even. So it pulls back down there. Now, when it pulls back down, let's say you didn't get in the simplicity entry. Or maybe you are in and you want to take minis on the LRE entries. If it pulls to within 2 points of the previous solid line, it's like 60, 625, and the previous solid line is like 65 there, so it's within 2 points. Then you buy. And you can do that 2 times per simplicity. So you could also buy right there, and you'd have a 10-point take profit and a 5-point stop during market hours, and a 5-point take profit and a 5-point stop outside of regular market trading hours, which are 9:30 to 4:15. This is the simplicity tool. You can also see it in the chart rooms. I recommend, by the way, huge thing I recommend, everybody make sure that you are in the rooms, especially in the morning when Lori and I are calling out trades. So we called out some nice trades today. So let's see what happened on this LRE and on this Simplicity. So it turns around, goes on up, and hits its 10 points of take profit. Again, that's 10 points, not 10 ticks. Okay, and we called that out this morning. Again, be in the room so you can take advantage of this. And then it keeps going up. Pauses a little bit, comes back down. Now, I want to ask you, if you see it hit that flux level several times, what might you want to do? If you're in the Simplicity. Now, we're already trailing it if it closes below this solid line, but that's our worst case stop. So we're already way above break even. So I recommend either taking profit or tightening your stop to the dashed line when you're coming into a major level like that, and especially when it's showing resistance bouncing off of a level over and over again. Okay, so you can tighten it up to that dotted line instead of to closing below the solid line, where you literally put a hard stop in there. Okay, so let's say you did that. You either got out here when it closed below the solid green line, or you got out right here when it closed at the dashed line. We got in at about 72.50. We got out at about 87. So 15 points plus another, where we get 10 points for the LRE. Now it's shooting down, and you can be tempted to take an LRE, but notice both lines are angling down. Do you see that? We got two red lines, and they're both angling down. What does that mean if it breaks the low of that? I mean, it means that we have an early entry short. Okay, so we get in and we're going short. And it pops up. And that would knock you out. Okay, so that LRE would have worked. That Simplicity didn't work. Now, that's why I say, hey, make sure you're doing Simplicities with micros. So it popped up for a little bit there. And then it gave us another early entry short. Okay, now, would you have taken this long right into the 15,000 mark? No. Exactly. And would you have wanted to take an LRE right here going right into the 15,000 mark and into the flux? So it doesn't matter if both lines turn the same color. It just matters if it gets within 2 points, but do make sure it makes sense. So we have another Simplicity short. By the way, you could literally be done for the day from the LRE you already had, but it's going on down, goes down. We're getting close to settlement. We hit settlement. Would that be an area you might want to tighten your stop or take profit? Yeah. I mean, don't worry about getting like every single point. Some of y'all, one of the biggest mistakes I see people when I talk to them about Simplicity is they're always trying to trail it to the maximum amount. You know you're going to get money back when it pulls back. Okay? Just take profit. You got a good profit, take it. And you go right here. I mean, we got 483.25 all the way down to 452.75. 30 points. 30 points on one trade. Okay? Goes down a little further and drops. Now, can you get a sense of regret? Like, man, I should have stayed in. I could have got another 15, 20 points. Does that happen? The name of this template is Simplicity. To get access to it, you have to be a gold member. But you can also watch it in the room, on the room charts. Yeah, I could have got funded. I could have done this. You also could have given it all back. So always remember, when you could have made more, you could have given it all back. Especially when you're trying to get funded, one of the big rules of the game is to not give it all back. Okay? Then it goes flat right to the 0.5 dev. And let's say right here, we look at this, and what could this trade be right here? It wouldn't have been an LRE leaving settlement because it didn't get within 2 points of the solid line. So yeah, this could be an LRE short. Or it could be an early entry long. Okay, so be careful on those LRE shorts. That could also be a long. It's a long if it breaks the high, right? So if you did get in this LRE, notice how it starts just oscillating around like this. And then it drops. The LRE worked. Okay, so it did work out for you. Depending upon exactly where you got in. But I am personally not a big fan of taking LREs when I could be in a long at the exact same time. And now you got an LRE here to go long, but it's just oscillating. Do you really want oscillation when you're in an LRE? So if you did hop in that trade back on this bar and you see it just do this, what might you want to do? Yeah, just get out at break even. Move your stop to break even. If it's not moving, get out of it. And then you'd be glad you did. So right there, we got another simplicity short. Going down. Now we're going down into what? Into a dev. So it hits that dev. What might you want to do? You could take profit or you could tighten your stop to the dotted line. Okay? If you moved it, you were able to trail it further. All right, now we got another chance for an LRE. Now this one didn't give us a early entry. It's on 2 on my live chart. It's just on that on my sim chart. So yeah, so you got better odds for an LRE. But what is it doing? What's this LRE doing right now? So what are you going to want to do? Yeah, just move it to break even and get out. I mean, it did that for a while. It gave you a chance. And then right there, we got both barely angling up there. They're definitely angling up. And what does that give us if they're both angling up and it breaks the high? What kind of entry is that? Yeah, long. And it's going up. As we come into these levels, we may tighten our stop to the dotted line. You'd be out of that trade. If you weren't out of it by now, would you consider getting out of it when it's oscillating like this again? Yeah, we had 2 great runs there. We had run for 13 down to, let's just say you got out here. 82, that's 25 points. And then over here we got 89. We'll just say you got it at the flux to 35, 45 points. Now on the way up, It broke up, it came down and gave an LRE right there. Do you see that? How it came back down to within 2 points of the previous solid line? So that gave us a 10-point LRE. And it came back down here within 2 points of the previous solid line and gave us another 10-point LRE. And a lot of people like LREs because they give you that chance to move to break even. They give you a hard 5-point stop from the solid line. They give you a hard 10-point take profit. Now we get what? What do we have now? If you're not out of the simplicity, you're definitely out of it now. Yeah, but you can do minis on the LREs, whereas you do micros on the simplicities. So we got an early short entry because both lines are red and both are angling down. So if it breaks the low, we got a short. So we got a short there. Moves down. And then you're out of the trade. And on that one, you got 922. Let's say if you got out at this level, which you could have got out sooner because you could have tightened your stop. But just say worst case, you got out at 902. So you still made about 20 points on that trade. Okay? Does that answer a lot of your, like, does that help visualize simplicity for a lot of y'all and LREs for a lot of you? That could be an LRE right there. That would be a choice that you could make. So I'm watching it and I'm seeing it slow down a whole lot. And it has a lot of resistance at the bottom here. See how we have all this resistance down here? I'd be real hesitant to take a short going back down into that resistance. Does that make sense? So simplicity, I mean, that's the rules. It's pretty simple. Now, it's not always as fantastic as this where you're making 20 and 30 points. Sometimes you just got to be, you know, going in and grabbing 5, 10, 20 points, whatever. But it was a great day for them. We called them out in the room. They went very well. Now, let's check out Sniper. Okay? All right. Now, today, who traded Sniper today? The Sniper setups. Required a lot of patience, right? A lot of you are like, I only took simplicity today because I was done quick. So it required a lot of patience today. So we're going to go through it. There's going to be a lot of no's. But pay attention to the yeses. So we got a TX short right here. Do we take it? Nope. Got a TX long right there. Do we take it? Does it meet any rules? The 5 setups. Nope. Now we got a TX short. Do we take it? Yes, we have oscillation detector divergence and we have an ETX. So let me go over what those are for y'all that are new. Whenever you make a higher high than the previous high in this number, this OD or oscillation detector number, when the volume, when it moves up higher but with less volume, then that usually means that it's going to reverse. Okay, that's what this number needs to be, 85% or less of the previous number on a higher high, or if it was reverse on a lower low. And we got a mini magnet laid on an OP level. OP levels are clusters and ZOIs and I blocks and pause and mini magnets within 2 ticks. So it's right there on the ZOI. So does that make sense, seeing the ODD, oscillation detector divergence, where it made a higher high but on less volume? You need 2 pullbacks on an HD, just 1 on an OD. And then does it make sense that we had a mini magnet right there on that ZOI for an ETX? So we actually got 2 setups in 1. So we get in and we go short, and we take profit. Profitable trade. All right. We always take profit 2 bars later. That's how we know it's a profitable trade. Now we got a double TX right there. Do we take a short on that? No, we got 2 3-bar chop, right? 3 bars down, 2 bars up right before it. Now you did get an ETX on it, but still it's in 2 3-bar chop. So what would you do? Yeah, I would pass. It would have worked out, but I would have passed on that trade. Now we get an SLZ. Still got 2 3-bar chop. You can do them off crashes, though technically that's not one of the 5 main levels. So there's no major level anywhere. So if you did trade them, I know Warrior likes to trade them off ZOI crashes. So if you did, it won. If you don't like trade them off ZOI crashes, then, you know, no harm, no foul. All right. So there is 2 if you took it off the ZOI crash. All right, now we got a TX short. Do we take it? No. Doesn't meet any of our rules. So no rules were met, so we don't take it. We're glad we didn't. And then we got a TX right after it. Do we take the one right after it? No, we have coil chop, which is up, down, up, or down, up, down. 3 bars in a row in opposite directions. The only trade that you can technically take ETXs in coil chop, even though I often don't. But elevators are the only trade you can take in them when it's going short off a new high or long off of a new low within like 7 bars. So, no trade. All right, we got a long TX. Can we take it? The TX was a good confirmation for an LRE long, but as far as sniper entries, no. And it was going into a wall. And you have crocodile eyes to the left. And it doesn't meet any of the rules. So technically, it's a no trade. What's your question? You said what, Jason? What was your question? All right, I can go ahead and move forward, but type out your question. If you have it, I'll answer it for you. All right, we got an elevator long here. Got coil chop, which is okay for an elevator long. But is it off of a new high going long? Or off of a new low, I mean? No, it's after a long uptrend. It's too late into the trend. It has to be within 7 bars of a new low or a new high. And a new low, if it's going long or a new high if it's going short. So we're way too late. And yeah, you're right. We do have 2 to 3 bar chop. So no trade. All right, we got a TX short here. Do we take it? Nope, doesn't meet any of our rules. Remember, the detectors at the bottom let you know potential trade setups, but you have to confirm that they meet the rules. Now we got a TX long. Can we take it? If you said yes, why did you say yes? Because it's an ETX? Okay. So I would have one hesitancy on this ETX. And I'm not saying you're wrong for taking it. You're right at the 15,000 level that we have marked on there. You see that? So that would be a... I don't know. If you did take it, you would have lost unless you followed the rule that we give you, which is to always get out one tick. If there's a level right before your take profit, get out one tick before it. But I would not get into a trade going right into that 15,000 level. If you did get in, you should have got out right here one tick before these double mini magnets. And that way you would have been profitable on the trade. But I wouldn't count that one. Now we got a TX long. Do we take it? We're 2-0, actually. Nope. No trade. We're glad we avoided it. We got another TX long. Do we take it? No trade. You call it a bounce, but you're right. You're off settlement. I'm not taking it. It would have won, but I would not take it. Doesn't meet any of the rules. Now we got an elevator long and a TX short. Or a TX long. Right. Actually, it's a TX short. DR's not high enough, right? An elevator long, but you're way, way into it. So no trade there. Now we got a we had a third bar swing also. Would we take that third bar swing right there, marked by the purple detector at the bottom? Sorry, so you would not take the filtered TX. Would you take the elevator? Okay, I want to go back over that because maybe I wasn't clear on that. Would you take that elevator? Yeah, it's off of a new low to go long. So that's what elevators are. They're a coil chop off of a new low. So that is a valid trade. It'd be too far in the trend if you were trying to do an elevator short, but not if you're doing an elevator long. See, we're coming down, and now we're getting an elevator long as a reversal setup if it's within 7 bars of that first bar there. So that elevator long would have been a valid trade. The third bar swing, though, would not be a valid trade. So that's 3-0. Third bar swing would not be a valid trade because we had coil chop before it. Okay. Everybody on the same page? Anybody lost? Okay. So we got our 3-0. If we counted that one SLZ, 2-0 if you didn't count it. We got an SLZ here. Yep, no level. No ZOI crash, no level, no nothing. So no trade. By the way, this is only about 3 minutes of data that I passed through. Alright, we got a TX long right here. Yeah, that was a good simplicity. Nope. No valid trade. Doesn't meet any of our rules. It's not just about fighting the trend. It's about it literally doesn't meet any of the rules. Alright, we got a TX short right here. Can we take it? Got coil chop. Going right into a dynamic magnet. Nope. No trade. Okay, we got a TX long here. Can we take it? No, tons of chop there. Definitely not a good reason to take it. We have the yellow line at 1 now on most of the templates, Joseph. It probably was an older video if you saw it at a lower level. So yeah, we got chop there, no trade. What about an elevator for going short? Are we coming off of a new high? No, so this elevator we don't take because it's not coming off of a new high or off a new low. We're glad we avoided both those because it's just bouncing around here. Now we get a TX short. Can we take it? Nope, doesn't meet any of the rules. So we avoid that trade. Got a TX long here. Can we take it? No rules met. No trade. What about right here? Another TX long. Does it meet any rules? It does not. It's not quite coil chop, but it still doesn't meet any rules. Alright, we got a TX long. Yeah, it was an itty bitty range. Up there. No setup, no way. No trade. Glad we avoided it. It's amazing when you're trading live how 5 minutes feels like a lifetime, huh? Now we got a short. We got any trade here? Nope, doesn't meet any rules. Remember I said today was a lot of patience and a lot of no's. We got a TX long. Do we take it? This one is hard to see, but it's right at the same level. Or maybe by a tick. Let me see if I can do it without moving the chart. Ah! My mouse moves in every direction. Let's see. Low 8250. Low this one. Ah, stop it. It's so hard to... because my mouse moves left and right also. Looks like it was lower by 1 tick. So since it was lower, is it valid ODD? Now, could you have easily missed that because you couldn't tell? Because you're like trying to measure it, and I mean, are you really going to measure it live? Probably not. Was it a winning trade? Yes. Was it a valid trade? Yes. So, but whether or not you took it because you couldn't tell if it was a tick lower. So, with it being that close, not always the best. All right, let's see here. All right, we got a TX long here. Do we take it? Yeah, I don't like them when they're that close, when they're TXs or HDDs. So, when they're ODDs or HDDs. Like that last one. Nope, no trade. What about here? We got a TX short. Does it meet any of the rules? No. Got a TX short here. Does it meet any of the rules? When they're so close that I can't tell if it's HD or ODD, when it's just that small, it's a lot more range boundish than it is. It may be a good range bound trade, but it's not necessarily a great ODD trade. Because, I mean, it went lower by a tick on less volume, but, I mean, like by a tick. Okay, so is this valid? Yes, we have an ETX. And it was profitable. You didn't have crocodile eyes because you could have 2 clusters. Well, I guess you could say that one and that. Well, that one was right at the entry. Because your entry was 1 tick below. So really you got to have 2 in between there. So that wouldn't count as crocodile eyes. Has to be between your entry and your take profit. So that was a winning trade. And by the way, that was because it was an ETX. Just to go back on it, it had a trapped X box with a mini magnet within 2 ticks of a mini magnet and a ZOI. So yeah, it sort of gives it the rule of 3. Got 2 ZOIs and a mini magnet with it bouncing off, which is something we talk about. That would actually make it like a lane 3 or 4 trade for going short. Let's see here. Doing good on time. We'll go to 11. All right, we got a 3rd bar swing here. Is it a valid 3rd bar swing? Is it going into anything that would make you go... It's not too late in the trend. It's the 3rd bar off of a new high. So it's the 3rd bar off a new high. But it's like right into a dynamic magnet. So should we take a trade going right into a dynamic magnet? Yeah, and a dev, both. I mean, have y'all noticed how the markets like to bounce around those devs, especially? And somebody else just pointed out it left a cluster on the dynamic magnet and dev. So yeah, definitely a hard pass. Does everybody see why? That it's not subjective. It's going right into a dynamic magnet. It's going right into a dev. We don't want to take it into these levels. We're glad we didn't take it, by the way. We got a filter TX long. Do we take it? No, close, but too low. Flying up. We got a TX short. Do we take the TX short? Nope, doesn't meet any of the rules. Filter TX long. Yes, no. Ah, some of y'all are catching it. Is there something else there that I didn't say? Some of y'all are saying no. You got HD. Big HD, 506%. That ought to give it some volume, don't you think? Yeah, and we're in a big trend up, so that's a trend confirmation that it's probably going to keep going with the entry being a tick above the dynamic magnet. And it goes up, and it is profitable. Have we met our 3 today, no matter which way you sliced it? Yes. We still got a little time left, so I'll keep going. I logged off about this time. Alright, we got a TX short. Can we take it? It's a little iffy on the ODD. It's like close, but I can tell that that one's higher. I don't know why I can tell it so much easier. But it's really close. Okay, so I'll say yes. Let's see how it goes. And it was a winner. If you didn't take it, I would not blame you, because the entry was after the mini magnet. Alright, we got a TX long here. Do we take it? No, does not meet any rules. Got another TX along there. Do we take it? Some of y'all are saying no. I want you to look closer and see if you can see the reason why we would take it. It's an ETX, and what do ETXs often do? They often bust through levels. The one trade that often, and SLZs will often bust through levels. Okay, so that one was profitable. Got a side question here. When we update the Apex desktop assistant, I'm guessing you mean the toolkit. Do we have to download the chart templates? Nope, they're already downloaded. If they do change, we'll actually put that in the release notes for you to reload the template. The only new update is we added MCL and CL in the trade copier to copy over to MCL. We did that a couple weeks ago. All right, we got a TX short. Can we take it? No, it's coil chop. It is an ETX, so technically you can take it. They're not my favorite, but you can take them according to the rules. But you would have got out at break even. Like I said, chop suey. All right, we got a TX short. Can we take it? Coil chop, no trade. Up, down, up. All right, we got an SLZ short. Entry on the other side of the dynamic magnet. Profitable. So that was a valid SLZ. Remember, it can be within one tick of a level, and it was actually on the level. So that was a valid SLZ. Any questions on that? Everybody got it? What level? The orange level? Right there, the dynamic magnet. You're allowed to be within one tick of a level and still take an SLZ. It's actually on it. Has to be within 2 points below it or one tick above it on an SLZ. So yeah, if you're on the wrong side, it has to be one tick above, or on the correct side, within 2 points or less below. Got another SLZ. It's a lot of spaced out ZOIs here. I would not be taking this trade. It's not off of a major level either. There is a crash, but do you see how many ZOIs there are that are spaced out? And what does Lori always say about spaced out levels? Expect chop. So don't take it. And look at that. Just chopped right around. We got a TX short. Do we take it? Nope. Going into a stack and doesn't meet any of the rules. Got a TX long. Can we take it? So it is a valid ODD long. It is going into a dynamic magnet, so I would be hesitant. It is also an ETX, so this is one that I'm like fighting on because I'm like, man, I got two good entries. And a dynamic magnet that's been passed through over and over and over again. If I look to the left, it's been beaten again and again and again. Okay? So I really wouldn't fault you for not taking it. And I wouldn't fault you for... You could go either way. So... that dynamic magnet, it bounced right off of. So you would have lost on that trade. So what else did we have to the left? There was something else to the left if you look left. So you got ODD, which looks good. You got ETX, which looks good. You got dynamic magnet, which makes you have hesitancy. You got a dev level that you're going right into, which makes you say no. And then you have crocodile eyes also. So you got 2 yeses and 2 nos. You got the level, well, actually you got 3 nos. You got the dev, crocodile eyes, and a dynamic magnet. And you got 2 yeses, an ODD, and an ETX. So, I mean, looking at it that way, slowing it down for a second, just going, I got crocodile eyes, I got a dynamic magnet, I got a dev level that I'm going into that I got to break. Yeah, keep it simple and pass. Yeah. You've been glad you did. All those lines actually mean something, don't they? At first, remember when y'all first looked at them, some of y'all who aren't new, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so overwhelming. But now it's like, they actually mean something. They're valuable. So have hope if you're new and you feel like you're a little overwhelmed. It does get easier. You start to see the value in what's on the chart. It's not there just for the heck of it. So we got an invalid long here. Doesn't meet any rules. Got a coil chop short here, no rules. Got a double TX going short here, but out of chop and into double dynamic magnets, no rules. Got a SLZ long here. It is off a level, but look at all the crappy chop coming right before it. So what do y'all think? Do you take it or do you not take it with all that chop? I mean, 2 bars down, 1 bar up, 2 bars down, 1 bar up. Yeah, pass. And it would have worked out, or it would have been break even, but it wasn't worth it. All that chop to the left. That's why I always say look left to trade right. Got a TX short here. Do we have a trade? Just to clarify, DM count as levels for SLZ. That's going to be dynamic magnets, double mini magnets, 3 of anything, flux, and devs. And then market read would look at ZOI crashes. So it's an ETX short with OPR on it. So y'all say yes. Okay. How does it work out? Does not work out. Why do you think? What could you have done? Because a lot of people said yes on that. Wouldn't have had a chance to move to break even. Yeah, you could have stayed out because you had all the chop on the left. Also, you're past your 3. 3 and done. But you're going short into all of this mess. That's why it pays to look left to trade right. And I saw a lot of y'all hitting your net 3 and done this morning and calling it, and I'm proud of y'all for doing that. You are right, Christopher. Our minds do like to make things complicated. We keep it simple. All right, we got a TX short. Can we take it? Yeah, it's an ETX, and what else is it? It's an ODD. Profitable trade. Now we got another TX short. No trade. Another TX short. No trade on that one. Doesn't follow any of the rules. TX long. It is an ETX. It is an HDD. So you got HD and ETX. You got shot below you, but not above you. Profitable trade. TX long. No trade. Another TX long. No trade again. Double TX. Nope. Coming out 2 to 3 bar chop. Going against DR. That brings us to 11 o'clock. Right on the dot there. Alright, did y'all pick up some stuff? Did I go to good speed or did I go too fast? I want to get some feedback. Good speed, good pace. I'm trying to slow them down. Like I started slowing down last week. If you didn't watch last week's webinar, it's up on the website. And YouTube and Facebook. Awesome. Okay, I try to not go too fast because it's easy to forget that we have brand new people on and that sometimes I fly through it. Awesome. So y'all all picked up some stuff. That is fantastic. Okay, well, as a reminder, if you haven't checked us out, hop on over to aopexinvesting.com/bootcamp. Don't forget you got the 25% off with code APEX25 on Lilu. And make sure to refer your friends. Tough times out there. The system's working great. Even if you made a couple mistakes today, there was enough good trades that you could turn out profitable. You just got to do this market review yourself every day. I challenge y'all, the people who have done what I've said right here, where you go through and you go through one bar at a time and you do market review, it really speeds up your ability to see it in live markets. All right, y'all have a fantastic evening. And I will see y'all tomorrow.